Good morning, everyone. This is Diane Cisneros, and today, April 6th, I'm going to do Diane Will Teach Me That. And previously this week, I posted this card, and everyone has asked me how I did the front. We're not making this card today. We're going to make the little bookmark, but I want to show you. I used a plain piece of Whisper White to fit on the front. Then I cut out the lattice embossing design, and I glued it to the front with some of our liquid glue. Then I took the whole thing, those two pieces, and ran it through our Perfect Polka Dots folder. So it makes it look like it's one piece. So that's how I did that. Today we're going to make this bookmark, which can easily be mailed with your card, or you could just put it on the inside and it still mails very nicely. So let's get started. The first thing I take is a piece of Midnight Muse. These two colors are Midnight Muse and Pacific Point. And I'm going to get my diagonal scoring plate in here. I already have my markers at 2 and 3. I'm going to slide this up in the corner. Just make sure your lines are going this way. I'm going to put the small point at the I'm going to take this off. I can see better. Okay, at the 2, I'm going to go to the side. I'm going to flip it over and do it again. Then I'm going to take this diagonal off, and I just want to use my straight lines, and I'm going to do it at the 3. Okay, so now we're going to go forward. If you don't have the scoring plate, you can do this just by marking the center. This is 4 inches. You would mark it at 2 and fold it in. Okay, and then I have cut a little piece of paper 1 by 1.5, same color, and I've put a little sticky tape on there. I'm going to just peel that off. I'm going to get it off my fingers, slide it up in there where it sits, and I'm just going to close this. My tape is facing up, so I have my pocket. Okay, and then I'm going to fold this back. Okay, now previously I had taken some of my Pacific Point at 4 inches, and I ran it through the Big Shot twice. I did it on one end here, and then I turned it around and did it on that end. And then I went and cut it. This is cut at 1 inch, and it's 1 by 4. And you can, if you don't want to do that, if you don't have that embossing folder, just use a piece of Designer Series paper that has your Pacific Point or your Midnight Muse in it. And that will work just as well. So this is my back, and I am going to glue this down. Whoop. Come on, Diane, you can do it. Okay. Okay, so I have a little bit going over the edge here. So I'm just going to snip that off. And then, so that folds back there. And then I'm going to put this one on the front. And that's going to fit right up against the opening. And then we're going to go back here and close it. So now we have a decorated bookmark. It's kind of embellished. Then I want to show you how to make these beautiful flowers. I'm using this Stippled Blossom Rose set. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to use the same colors as I used on the paper. I want to use my lightest color first, and I am going to stamp the rose with the flat image. And by the way, I did not put my sticker on the back because I just don't need it in this particular stamp, and it's going to help this stick to the block better. Okay, there's my rose. And now I'm going to take the Midnight Muse, and I'm going to use the stamp with all the lines on it. And this will be the darker one. So in order to do this, I am going to use my Stamp-A-Majig that I put right here. Oh, here it is. Okay. So I went ahead and just set it like this and used my StazOn and stamped it, the flower and the leaves, right there. So now I can take the flower, use my Stamp-A-Majig. I'm going to place this on here where I think it goes. I'm trying not to have any of these little black lines on the outside. And as you see, I'm using vellum cardstock, or you can use the plastic that comes with it. It's not straight, but I'm going to use my Stamp-A-Majig to put it right where it belongs. And I'm going to set it down in the corner. And OMG, look at that beautiful flower. Then I'm going to do the same thing with the leaves. I'm going to use certainly Celery and Wild Wasabi. So the first color that I'm going to stamp is going to be the lightest one. And I'm going to use the flat leaves. I'm only going to do one. And then I'm going to use the darker one, which is a Wild Wasabi. And this is the one that has all the little lines on it. And I'm going to use my Stamp-A-Majig. Now, you don't have to use your Stamp-A-Majig. Because I cut these out, actually I'm going to show you. Okay, I'm going to use the Stamp-A-Majig on this one. But I want to show you how this looks without the Stamp-A-Majig. Okay, so this is the lighter one. I'm going to go here and stamp it. I'm going to use the darker one and stamp it. Okay, so you see the difference. I'm going to cut mine out. These I'm going to cut out. If I was going to do it, I would cut these out also, but you can get rid of the little edge. In the same way with the flower, if you're going to cut it out, it doesn't have to be perfect. So let me get these inks out of the way. And I'm going to go ahead and decorate this. I've already cut out my flower and I've already put some dimensionals on it. I'm going to set it right in the middle. Then I've got my little leaves with a glue dot, just to save some time. And there it is. So I know you're going to love making these. Any card you make, whether it's Mother's Day or birthday or whatever it is, you can coordinate your flowers to go with the card, and anybody that receives this would appreciate it. Okay, thanks for watching, and I will see you next Saturday.